dust storm, man. Nobody calls Han Solo a bitch.
Bring him on. I prefer a straight fight to all this sneaking around.
I don't know where you get your delusions, laser brain.
Oh, come on, bro. It's the wars.
So it's been a minute since we've talked about Disney's Galactic Starcruiser, and recently we've got a little sneak peek into what $5,000 is going to get you. This is The Wars and More. I'm Joe. Of course, with me is my good buddy Doug. Hey, Doug, how you doing this week?
Doing pretty good, Joe. How you doing?
Doing all right. Can't complain.
Got my
Wouldn't
checkbook
do
out.
any good.
Huh?
I said can't complain, and it wouldn't do any good.
There is always that. Yes.
So yeah, in a little bit we're gonna look at Galactic Starcruiser. It's been a little while.
Yeah.
We were pretty angry before. Does that improve?
I don't know if I'd
Does
say
it
we
get
were
worse?
angry.
Well, I mean the price point, right? Like it was.
Yeah, we're probably not
It's kind of
planning.
like what are you possibly doing to make this price worth it?
Right.
You know, it's cheaper to go on a cruise. I'm just saying.
Yes.
And they're using fuel, so.
That is true.
Anywho, we'll get to that. But first up, more recently we've been talking about Patty Jenkins and the indefinite delay that has been put on Rogue Squadron,
Right.
which is why this week's news was a little confusing.
Yeah. Yeah. Apparently, you know, it's on, it's off, back on again. You know, I don't know.
Well, they haven't said it's back on again.
Well,
They allude to it.
allude to it.
Yeah, they allude to it. They're like, oh yeah, I'm going to go work on it.
Right. So Patty Jenkins will not be directing Cleopatra now. She'll be stepping down from that role. And Carrie Skogland, is that her name? Yeah. Will be taking on the role. And this is
And she's from what? She's
she was worked on the Falcon and Winter Soldier.
okay.
And so Jenkins fell off as director so she could focus on her next two projects, Wonder Woman 3 and Star Wars Rogue Squadron. That's what it says. Straight up. This is according to Deadline. So, I don't know. The last word we had was...
She wasn't dealing with their shit.
Exactly. This to me sounds like there's something going on behind the scenes that is causing this, right? You know, there's some sort of a, you know, hey, if we're going to be talking about Star Wars here, we're going to have you sign this little NDA thing or whatever like that. You know, she signs it, it's, ha, now we own you. You know, something like that. I don't know. But I think she'd be smarter than that. But I just...
Disney's tricky, man.
You got that right. Yeah. I mean,
I'm pretty sure when you go to their theme parks, they own you for those days.
yes, right. Yes.
I'm pretty sure it's in the agreement.
Yes. If for whatever reason they need to use your life force.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, if they stop you and go, here's a broom, and you're like, no, man, I'm here as a visitor. They're like, here's your contract.
Exactly.
What contract? You know, when you bought your tickets.
No.
You agreed to this.
It was those bracelets, right? They just like
Yeah.
zap you and make you do stuff.
I said, sweep, damn it.
Right.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So I don't know. There's got to be something like that going on. I mean, it was the like you said, the words she was using last time we talked about her, she wasn't very
Harsh.
happy, clearly.
They were harsh.
Yes.
I guess she was just kidding.
Apparently. It's like, no, you're going to work on Star Wars. No, I'm not. Yes, you are. I think you're going to drop that other project you're working on.
She's like, yeah, I'm not dealing with it. Wait, it was how many zeros again?
Could be that too, when you think about it. I mean, there's one element that we're not hearing about, and it's the deciding one, and it could be those zeros too. Yeah, it could be.
Yeah, but you got to make sure you're getting all those zeros. I mean,
True.
Someone just had to sue to get them. Like,
you know, it's funny because it could be something like that when you really think about it. I mean, the backlash I'm sure that Lucasfilm heard when, oh, here's another Star Wars project and another delay. You know, the fan base just went big groan, you know, and then they probably said, oh God, we got to fix this.
right. And it could be that.
Yeah.
They saw the collective disappointment and made a move to reconcile that as fast as possible.
Right.
Yeah, it could be. Could be.
Yeah. All I know is there's something that we're not aware of yet and may never be that is making this happen. I'm sure of that.
Yeah, not off to a good start though.
No. Yeah, I'm not taking around. Okay, here's more money. Okay, guess I'm going to dick around a little bit.
It's like, maybe a little.
Right.
I mean, and this Cleopatra project, like, it's surprising too because her initial reaction to the Cleopatra project when it was starting was very excited.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm still kind of amazed that, like, you know, Wonder Woman 3 is still before Rogue Squadron. Like, Rogue Squadron was announced before 84 was even out.
Yeah.
So this is weird.
And we haven't heard anything on the date of Rogue Squadron. You know, it did move the one time, so it's 2023 December, and that's the last we've heard about that. So
I just hope it doesn't end up like Solo, right? Like, it's coming out next month. Like, what?
Yeah, exactly.
You weren't ready, dude.
Yeah. You never know. That could happen. I doubt they'll make that mistake again.
Yeah, that I would hope they learn from that. Well, I mean, it's exciting to hear that Rogue Squadron's back on.
Yeah.
I mean, because of all the projects right now, I gotta say, Rogue Squadron, even though it's not Rogue Squadron as we have known it in the past, still the whole focus on starships, you know, the fighter pilots.
You know, I gotta say,
very exciting.
I kind of heard this phrase that we kind of broke it down and tore it apart way back when it was first announced. I kind of heard that phrase again that they used. It's going to be Rogue Squadron in how they put it exactly. I don't remember exactly, but a previously unexplored period of time or something like that. So it could happen, you know, at a different time than we think in the Star Wars timeline. You know, because I think we came to the conclusion that it's got to be happening like post sequel trilogy.
Right.
So, you know, maybe not, but that's the one thing.
It would be weird. It would be weird to do it post sequel trilogy because the rebellion's gone.
Right.
Like it was dissolved long before.
Yeah.
Unless Rogue Squadron was a carryover into the New Republic.
Which it may have been.
Then where were they?
Good point. I would just like to see Wedge be a part of this. And I've mentioned that before. You know, as a trainer of some sort, or you know, he's still flying missions, whatever. I I think that needs to happen, for there to be some consistency to what everyone has known and what they're going to do moving forward.
Yeah, you want that training sequence where they're like, "Holy shit, it's Wedge!"
Right? Yeah, something like that. That'd be cool.
Yeah, I bet he's saying, "Oh shit, it's Maverick and Goose."
Yeah,
I bet he's saying that.
Oh yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, time will tell. Time will tell. It's promising to hear it's back on. That's, I was not liking, like, of all the projects to get canceled, is like,
Yeah, that's not the one, right? Oh,
that's not the one, man.
Really though, our focus has been on the streaming stuff lately, and that's what's tiding us over until we get the next big feature. Well, all of a sudden the next big feature fizzled and it was poof, gone.
Yeah.
It was like, okay, what now? I don't know.
I mean, the only solace is it's like, oh, Taika Waititi's working in the shadows right now. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
No one's talking about me. I got peace and quiet to work on this stuff.
Right.
So, yeah, well,
we'll see. Let's just hope that once production is up and running, there's no creative differences going on. Hopefully it can be made smoothly and turn out to be good.
creative difference.
Exactly.
That apparently is the way now. Like,
Yeah.
all right. Where do we want to go next?
I don't know.
What do you say? We got all kinds of stuff here.
We got all kinds of stuff.
All right, let's go here. So HasLab,
Yeah.
Hasbro's personalized Kickstarter campaigns.
Right?
It had its first failed project.
Uh-oh.
And when I saw that this project failed, I was kind of taken aback because it's like, really? The Rancor is the first fail? This seems like one that people would jump at.
You would think. I mean, you get the sail barge.
Yeah,
get
the
Rancor,
sail barge goes off without a hitch.
Then you take it all out in the sandbox in the backyard. And...
Yep. Screw it up.
Exactly.
But if the sail barge can make it, you would expect the Rancor to make it.
You'd think, yeah.
The Rancor is one of those iconic things, right?
Sure.
Like, it stands out. But no, it fell short. There's a lot of presumed reasons why. At the front of that is the $350 price tag.
Ooh. Yeah, that's a big one.
Kind of steep. They did their this article I'm looking at here, it mentions their first order TIE fighter that they did was $150.
Yeah.
But the Rancor is $350.
Interesting. It's funny because when you mention those two, I would rather have the TIE fighter sitting on a shelf, personally.
Yeah.
Some people are ship people, some people are vehicle people, some people like collecting lightsaber hilts, others like collecting, action figures. It's, everyone's got their own thing.
Mm-hmm.
And, there might be any myriad of reasons as to what makes you interested in a certain thing, but, I don't know. Must just not have hit on the same kind of nerve as the other ones.
Right. Now I'll swing back around on the price.
Okay.
In a minute. But they had their version of stretch goals. What are they called? The tiers, right?
Right.
So once you reach a certain number of backers, you get these added bonuses.
Okay.
So tier 1 started at 11,000 backers. The initial goal just to fund the project was 9,000.
Okay.
So at 11,000, they add a Gamorrean guard.
Okay.
Okay, cool, right?
Sure.
You're starting to build out the piece here.
Makes sense. I mean, it's got to fit in the mouth of the Rancor, though, right? It's.
Yep. Yep. At tier 2, at 13,500 backers, they had these bones and a cardboard diorama that goes by. I saw the cardboard diorama. Like, really? You're putting that as a goal?
That's like the kind of stuff you used to get way back in the 80s with the 3 3/4.
Well, I think
sets.
that's what they're going for, right? Like,
Okay.
there's the nostalgia factor.
Sure. Okay. Sure.
But the cardboard diorama should just be with the $350 Rancor. I'm just throwing that out there.
You would think, yes.
Like, that shouldn't be part of the stretch goal.
Right.
And to be honest, these bones should be in the initial. Like,
what bones?
There's skulls and stuff.
Like
that were
the
in
bone that Luke used to pry the mouth open kind of thing?
Yeah, there's the leg piece right there, yeah.
Wow. Yeah. You should get some bones.
Yeah, you should get some bones. So tier 3 at 16,000 backers, you get Salacious Crumb.
Okay.
Okay. Still staying small here.
Yeah.
And then tier 4 at 19,000 backers, you get Luke Skywalker.
Really?
Yep.
Okay.
So.
Yeah.
Now, circling back to that price tag. I mean, this thing didn't even come with the Rancor Keeper, right? Like, initially. They ended up adding it to the base price later on, but it was probably too late.
Oh, okay.
When you turn people away from a campaign like this in the beginning,
yeah,
you're having issues.
Yeah, that's a problem.
But then the other thing to go with the price here is at $350, you are now, as a Black Series project, moving yourself into the tier of a sideshow collectible or Gentle Giant, things like that.
Yeah.
These collectibles that have amazing detail.
Those and they're, this would be too, but they're like very limited run, kind of hand done.
Right.
Yeah.
Now I'm not saying that $350 you're going to get a lifelike looking bust from Gentle Giant or nothing. No, those are a little more pricey than that, but their pedestal type figures are in this price range.
Yeah.
And this Rancor, to be completely honest, this is a Black Series sculpt. You look at it, it looks like a Black Series sculpt. It is not in that league.
Okay, that was going to be my question, because I hear a lot of I don't have the opportunity to collect the figures and stuff. So the Black Series, I hear a lot about it. This is a larger than what I was used to as a kid, action figure, but so it's still not quite up to like what you were talking about before, the sideshow stuff.
Like that.
Yeah.
No, it's nowhere near. I mean,
okay.
Let's be real. I mean, Black Series, you're talking, it's a $20 figure.
Right. Yeah. Now
it's sculpted like a $20 figure.
Now, that seems like a lot to me, but I'm not a collector. So
Well, when you're talking about an action figure, yes, it's a lot.
Right.
Because it's an action figure.
Yeah.
$20 for an action figure is ridiculous. And Black Series gets away with it. It's an action figure, but it's also a collector's item because they only release so many.
Right.
So that kind of justifies the price tag a little bit. But when you use the same kind of technique to make a very large figure and then attach a $350 price tag to it, people are going to ask questions.
Yeah.
Like, why does this have the $20 action figure sculpting type detail, but you're asking me for a Sideshow Collectibles type sculpt detail price.
Right. When it's a 6-inch figure, you can get away with it. When it's Rancor sized, not so much, huh?
Well, I mean, I bet they could have. They mentioned that $150 price tag in this article for the TIE Fighter, right?
Right.
I bet if this was $150, this thing makes its goal, probably gets all its stretch goals.
Well, that seems to line up more with the, like you said, $20 per figure pricing of the regular Black Series.
Exactly.
Yeah. Interesting. Almost seems like they felt like they could do no wrong here, huh? And
well, it kind of seems to be their problem.
Yes, you have this little issue with Hasbro.
I mean, I honestly think that's Hasbro's problem.
Yeah.
They make a limited run of something, they all sell out, and they're like, yes, we're doing perfect.
Yeah.
Nope. And they've stepped up their game. I'll still give credit where credit's due. The Black Series has stepped up its game. The sculpts have been better. You know, they're better looking figures, but they're still action figures.
Right.
Right? They're not collectible statues. None of them would, in my opinion, none of them are worthy of collectible statue prices. And just looking at the shots they have of this Rancor, it doesn't look like it should fetch a $350 price tag. It just doesn't.
See, that's a problem. I mean, if it doesn't look that good, you know, you can't slap a Star Wars label on it. You know, I mean, everyone clearly this is from Star Wars, right? But you know, Star Wars fans have come to expect certain things when they're putting out that kind of money. So, you know, because they've been getting it for years now from other companies.
Yeah,
as far as quality,
there are some real good companies out there for collectibles. Yeah, it's just I wouldn't put Hasbro in the top tier. Like it's just, yeah. I'm sorry, like $350. This figure looks like shit.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'll be completely blunt.
That's all right.
So yeah, not gonna keep beating on this, but as a collector, I kind of saw this. Yeah, I don't like the price for what it is.
Yeah.
For $350, I can get a Rancor that looks a lot better. May not be as big, but it's going to look a hell of a lot better.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it is massive. I'll give them that.
Nice.
You know, its arms stretched out side to side are 42 inches.
Dang.
It's a big figure.
So where are you going to put that thing?
I don't know. If it looked good enough, I'd figure it out.
Sure.
But right now, I completely agree with you. I ain't got nowhere for that.
That's big.
It's big. Yeah, its arms extended straight up is like 27 inches.
Wow.
It's a big figure.
Yeah.
It's a big figure. So, yeah. All right. Next. What's next? Moving on from Hasbro. I could beat on them all day.
Right.
I've done it.
You have.
All right. Casting rumor. We love casting.
Sure.
So there's not a lot here, but there's a name. So for the Acolyte.
Yeah.
So rumored to be cast in lead role is Amandla Stenberg. So she played Rue in the Hunger Games.
Oh yeah, I remember Rue.
Yeah. So that's it. That's the rumor.
Oh, okay.
I gotta ask. I haven't seen the Hunger Games, and the Hunger Games was a long time ago, right? It was
sure.
What, 2012.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
So it's been a minute. And I'm assuming she was young, right?
She was.
And
Yeah.
she's only like 23 or 24 right now.
I was going to say
So-
she had to be 12, 13 or something back then.
Yeah. But just based on that, like, does it seem like an appealing casting? Like, obviously, we can't say, does she fit the role? We don't know what the role is. So.
Right. Yeah. I don't see any problems with that casting. I mean,
Okay.
be fine. I mean, clearly when we saw her in the Hunger Games, and when I say we, I mean all of us, Joe, not you.
Thank
yeah. She did a good job there.
Okay.
So, that was as a child actor. So,
Well, and you assume that, spend more time in the biz,
right. Exactly.
gonna get better, right? Like,
Yep.
If you're already good to begin with, that's promising.
Yeah, totally.
All right, but yeah, this is something to keep an eye out for. I mean, the only thing we know is you hear the name Acolyte, the Acolyte.
Right.
You assume it's probably going to be someone dark-sided.
Yeah, I think that's kind of implied, isn't it? Like,
Yeah.
it's going to be a follower of the Sith, some form or fashion.
Yeah, and it'll be High Republic era, so it's someone who's trying to stay on a down low, right? Like,
Right.
So there's interesting story to tell there.
Yeah, totally.
But yeah, it's something to keep an eye on, someone to follow. Especially being a Star Wars rookie, let's follow her for slip-ups.
Right.
See if she lets anything slip.
Right. Yeah. I'm sure she got briefed on the whole don't say a word.
Yeah, everyone gets briefed,
Right.
but everyone screws up.
Well,
some-
maybe. Yeah.
So even the veterans slip.
Yeah, from time to time.
Yeah, but it's the new people that always get at least one in before they get their warning.
Exactly.
They got to get the first warning. So
Yes. That's the you'll never work on anything Star Wars or anything else in Hollywood again. That's that warning. Yeah.
do not cross the mouse.
Right.
Yep. Something to keep an eye on, though. Thought it was worth mentioning.
Right on.
He said, I saw it. I was like, yeah, well, bring it up. I don't know anything about her. Because the big notable here was the Hunger Games. I'm like, I'm out.
Well, I mean, okay. So real quick, I mean, it was
It's on my to-do list.
it was a side character.
Yeah.
But she played the role well. And it's a Hunger Games. She ended up dying. So
Wow.
yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Oh, come on. It's been 10 years. Stop
So?
it. All the rest of us have seen it, Joe.
Yeah, but it just got interesting with a Star Wars connection.
Oh, I see.
didn't care till now.
I see.
So, yeah, I kid. But, yeah, it's on my to-do list. Star Wars stuff keeps coming out.
Right, exactly.
All right. So what do we want to do, Doug? What do we want to do next? Do we want to do Book of Boba Fett? Or do we want to do Galactic Starcruiser?
I'm going to say at this point, why don't we do the Boba Fett stuff?
Okay.
Because, there's been a lot of hay made about this Galactic Starcruiser, and you can see a lot of stuff from a lot of different places. And if we don't make it tonight, we can just hold that one to the, put it on the back burner. That's what I'm thinking.
Ooh.
Just in case. We'll see.
I did lead with a tease. Just saying.
Well, hey.
All right. So, got another trailer.
Yes, we did.
Another teaser trailer. And, well, we know one thing that all these trailers have in
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yes,
Yep.
we do.
Yep. He is Boba Fett. No doubt about it.
Right. Okay. So we're going to go there first.
We're going to go there first.
All right. Okay. So what you're referring to is the fact that he says it in all these trailers.
All of them.
I am Boba Fett.
Like that.
Yes. Yes.
So I was thinking about this, and with as much as you talked about it last time, it was like there's something nagging at my brain. Like, man, I've heard Boba Fett never says I am Boba Fett, right?
Right.
You know, what is Under the Helmet or whatever documentary Disney Plus did. You know, they talked about it. He's got 6 lines in the all trilogy or what, something, I don't know,
Totaling like 2.5 minutes.
yeah, and it's like, but this I am Boba, I know it from somewhere, so I did a little digging.
Okay.
The cartoon in the holiday special.
I am Boba Fett.
Yeah, right there.
Sneaky bastard.
I am Boba Fett. I am Boba Fett.
Yeah.
Doug, you sneaky.
Yeah, you know that Dave Filoni's going, hey, gotcha. That
Okay.
that
All right.
yeah.
All right.
So that's there's a reason for it. You know, I know that they've been kind of
Here's the difference.
pushing
All right.
it.
Like, here's the difference. In the holiday special, no one knew who the hell this guy was.
That's right. That was his introduction.
Yeah.
He had to say it.
They had to say it.
I am Boba Fett.
Yeah.
Right?
You
But-
know, in the movies, Han Solo told us his name.
Yeah, true. But this was something that it was clearly bugging you, just the fact that he said it, and I knew that I'd heard it before, but I just couldn't put my finger on it. And after I dug around a little bit, it was like, yes, there it is. So,
I should have caught that. I actually watched that recently.
oh, did you?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I don't know why, but
Hey, it's the best part of the holiday special. It's not good, but it's the best part.
right. None of it's good.
Right. But I would have to say, with as similar as that dialogue is
Yeah,
presented
delivery's
there,
pretty similar.
that is the inspiration, I'm sure.
It's definitely some Dave Filoni stuff right there.
Absolutely.
Don't know why he had to put it in all three.
Yeah, well. Yeah.
Little redundant now. Once it's like, aha. Twice it's like, mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Third time it's like,
Okay, so I guess we can get on to the trailer now,
yeah, we can do that.
where he says all that. So, I gotta say, I feel like I shouldn't say I feel like, it's pretty clear we are getting the backstory of how he survived the Sarlacc. I mean, the thing opens up with like a dust storm or something like that, and I think we're looking at it from Boba Fett's point of view, and out of the dust we see Tusken Raiders approaching.
Yep.
I feel like that is when he's found and taken in. So,
All right.
Then from there, they moved into a scene where he's approaching Jabba's palace. Appears to be like the same approach that R2 and 3PO took like he's doing it more stealthily.
Yeah, I took that very much as like a reconnaissance thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
I got a feeling this is maybe his approach as he and Fennec go and take out Bib Fortuna.
Oh, I don't think that. I think this is well before that, because one, he's lacking the armor.
Oh yeah, true.
He had the armor when they took out Bib Fortuna.
That is true. He is lacking
I
the
think
armor.
this is going to establish that his takeover of Jabba's enterprise was a long established plan.
I think I know what this is. This is where he goes and gets his ship.
Oh,
I bet you it was parked over here.
makes sense.
Yeah. I bet you this is where he goes and gets his ship, Slave One. It's got to be parked over in Jabba's parking lot. And,
Jabba's
yeah, well, So.
Well, it makes sense. But
does.
I will say, if that's the case, Bib Fortuna's surprise. Hey, Boba! Who do you think took this ship?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it would at least be like, oh, crap. The thing's been there for a minute.
Yeah.
Now it's gone. Uh-oh.
Yeah, he could attribute that to, any number of thieves, I'm sure.
Yeah, but why would it still be there? I would imagine the reason that ship is still there is because it has some sort of defense that stops anyone but him
That's possible. Yeah.
from getting on that ship. So if it disappears, there's a reason for that.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, why would this ship just chill?
Yeah, you would think that...
Especially with the exodus that's going to happen after what happened in Return of the Jedi.
Right.
Someone's going to be like, oh, free ship. That dude's dead.
Exactly. Free ship. I like it. Yeah. His loss, my game.
So, yeah, I would imagine that ship's there because no one else could get in it.
That's a good thought. I like it. It is clear there's got to be, you're right, sometime before all of that. So we're definitely getting backstory, flashbacks in this and stuff.
Oh yeah.
It's kind of interesting. I like that we're going to get some of this story filled out. I'm just hoping, it doesn't take away too much of the mystery of Boba Fett. And
thank you. Thank you.
I will. Okay, there's that. But if we do take away some of the mystery of Boba Fett, y'all got what you've been looking for. That's just saying. It's you get what you ask for. So, because I was also content with everything the way it was, but we get some good stories. I'm happy with that too. So we'll see.
I think it helps to have characters that are mysterious.
Oh, it does. I'm sure. I mean, I feel that way for sure. Yeah.
And yeah, just what will it do to the past? Because everything you see now is going to change how you look at the things that happened before. When you learn more about a character and their future and what becomes of them, it changes how you look at them in that time.
Yes. True.
Filling out the future can be just as harmful as filling out the past.
Right.
So they got to be careful. They got to leave some of that mystery intact.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. If there's anybody who's going to be very thoughtful about it, it's Filoni and company.
Well, that's true.
So.
That's true.
All right. So from there, we see him in the Bacta, And then we get to see he has this like whole droid dressing crew. That was funny.
Yeah. Oh, weird.
Yeah, a little weird. Cool ships, spaceport. Again, Slave One flying by. This like mob meeting.
Right.
And apparently there's like a speeder bike gang.
Yeah, that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yes.
You know, you have a desert planet like Tatooine. There's gonna be different marauders about, right? Like,
Right, which was made clear in The Mandalorian with the whole Cobb Vanth arc.
right.
So it's I don't know that these are the same guys or the same species, whatever, but it's that sort of thing in a lawless place like Tatooine. You're gonna have that everywhere, So should make for some good story.
Yeah, I don't know. In the Mandalorian, were they weak way?
I don't know. I don't recall.
Yeah, I'd have to go back.
Yeah,
I think they were.
it might have been. Yeah.
I mean, if you're gonna do pirates, right? Like,
Sure, absolutely. It makes sense. Okay, so here's a big one for us, I think. Next scene is Boba walking through a doorway in the gray flight suit, sans armor.
Yeah.
The suit's all tattered. Clearly, he's gone through some crap.
Yep.
So, my guess is those Tusken Raiders found him.
And they did.
Well, I don't know if I think they took him in maybe. Because when we first see him in The Mandalorian, well, I guess it could go that way too. He had Tusken robes, the rifle, the gaffy stick, so which he could have taken off of them. But, I kind of had the feeling that maybe they helped nurse him back to health a little bit. And as
I
payment.
feel like to get there, he had to beat the crap out of at least some of them, though.
But-
So some of them are dead.
But okay. My thought was, the way the Tuskens work, right? There's this nomadic thing going on, and they have their own ways about stuff. They nurse them back to health. They feel like, okay, we take payment, which we're going to take your armor and sell it to the Jawas. And
Okay.
you know what I'm saying? That's just how it kind of like flows in my head. That's how I'm resolving it right now with what we know with the Cobb Vanth story and all that. So who knows? I mean, I'm hoping that there's more to it than that. Because it's kind of, I'm picking the obvious thing here, you know what I'm saying? But we'll see. So
Yeah.
But yeah. I mean, that's the one thing right there that when I saw that, I was like, ooh, I recognize that suit. So
Yeah, my only complaint with that is you see him in that suit.
Yep.
But it's the Boba Fett we know in The Mandalorian.
Yeah.
He's that age. Like he just walked out. Like, are we to believe that he just walked out after 30 years?
What?
I mean, I guess it's not 30 years.
No.
But
No.
15 years?
Well, I'm thinking this is a flashback. I'm thinking this is a flashback to sometime shortly after the Battle of Carcoon.
Shortly after.
I'm thinking so. I mean, he's still got the flight suit on.
Yeah, but he doesn't look like he's only like 6 or 7 years older than...
Yeah, but we don't know what he looked like under the helmet back then.
Yeah, but we know what he looked like, 30 minutes before Luke was born. Like,
Hey, I don't know, man. We'll see how they resolve all that. It'll be interesting.
I would say, based on timeline, right? Boba Fett at the time of Jabba's palace be mid to late 30s.
Sure. Then he started getting digested over 1,000 years.
Oh, so that made him age.
That's possible.
20 years.
Maybe.
Oof.
Or it's just Tatooine. You know, look what it did to Ben.
Yeah, but I mean, he was in the shade.
Right.
Yeah, there's stomach acid and junk, but
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
We'll see. I don't know.
If that's shortly after, yeah, I don't know if I buy that.
I don't know. That's for whatever reason, that's not bugging me so much. I saw the suit and I thought, ooh, okay.
That's because you're obviously drinking the Kool-Aid.
I know we're getting drinking the Kool-Aid. Nice. Okay, so we see some more speeder and speeder bike chasing, These dudes that have this there's another group of antagonists, it looks like. They've got these wrist shields.
Yeah. Gungan shield.
Right, we've seen that sort of thing before, right? That's what I was going to say. Looks very much like the Gungan technology. But they look like like some sort of organized group to me, So again, interesting, where this could go, because clearly Boba Fett's he's looking to change how everything's run, and he could be meeting some resistance from other mob bosses. And then
they typically don't like to share.
No, generally not. They might not be big on cooperation, like you said in the other trailer too. Then we get to see Boba and Fennec Shan on the dais as it's moving over the Rancor pit. So be interesting to see if there's still a Rancor or if there's some other piece of Jabba's old menagerie that, as she put it, is down there.
Well, it ain't the Rancor.
Right. Yeah, that one. He gone.
He did.
He did. Yeah.
It's probably a Rathtar.
Oh, that'd be funny. But yeah, I don't know. That was a little bit, for me, a little bit of a eye-opening trailer,
I think it was the best of the teasers.
I think so too. That's how I feel about it, because I think we got more information out of that, what we're going to see, than in any of the other two. So
I mean, to be completely honest, I don't know that we got any information.
Well, information.
I think we got places we think it's going to go. I think it was stimulated.
Sure,
it stimulated your imagination, but I still don't feel like we got any information.
But I think it's pretty clear that we, for as far as information goes, we're going to see what happened to Boba Fett right after the Battle of Carcoon. Yeah. When I say right after, it's like what came next for Boba Fett. So, right. I mean, that I think is, we speculated we were going to get that, but it's pretty certain we're going to get that now.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it looks good. I mean, you're obviously seeing the Dave Filoni influence.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
It's just.
I am Boba Fett.
Yes.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, I saw the influence even prior to that. Like, right. Even prior to you opening my eyes to that. Which, like, not gonna lie, Doug, you kind of pissed me off with that. I was having fun.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm just kidding. But no, just the way it's being teased in this one, the tickling of the what's the word I'm looking for? Nostalgia, right? Like,
oh yeah.
You're just seeing these little pieces that connect to things we know.
Yes.
This is how the Clone Wars trailers got us, like the teasers for the Clone Wars. how they got us.
Oh yeah.
It was always just poking at that little bit of information that might connect to something you think. And that's why I say we didn't really get any information. It just got our imagination going, because how many times did we think we knew what was happening in the Clone Wars and we were wrong?
Oh, absolutely.
We were way wrong.
That's the beauty of it, though. I
Yep.
mean, if you can keep surprising us, that's good. And
Yeah, if we kept getting it right, we probably wouldn't be watching anymore.
exactly.
Like, I knew that was going to happen. That's boring.
Right.
Yeah, that's boring. No, they're doing a good job. And I really like this trailer. Like last week, we poked fun a lot. We were like, the highlight of it was him saying, I am Boba Fett. That was the last two,
Right.
because they were no different than the first trailer we got.
Exactly.
This one actually had new stuff.
Yep.
And teasing dialogue. So, yeah, I dig it.
Yeah.
I dig it. And I'm more excited now than I have been.
Excellent. I'm happy to hear it.
All right. Doug, we're going to do it.
All right, we can do it.
Galactic Starcruiser. Sorry, I let off with it, man.
Yep, that's not a problem.
All right. So, Galactic Starcruiser. We finally got some sneak peeks.
Yeah.
Some curtains been pulled back a little bit. Gonna see what you're getting for your money. And normally I wouldn't point that out.
I was just going to say, that seems to be the big contention, doesn't it?
Yeah, normally I wouldn't point that out, but I mean, this is a lot of money, right?
It's a lot of money, yes.
You know, I say normally I wouldn't point that out. I just did it earlier in the show with Hasbro. But this is two instances tonight that I'm not used to doing.
Right.
Normally with Star Wars, I got this strange thing where money isn't really an object.
I was just going to say it. With Star Wars, for most people that are into it as much as we are, money is no object. You know, it's Star Wars. It's okay for Star Wars. You know?
Well, it's not that it's okay with Star Wars. I mean, we say it like that, but when it's your passion, when it's what grabs you, what you're interested in,
Right.
money becomes no object.
Yes.
Because that's what makes you happy.
Exactly.
But in this one, you got to kind of pump the brakes.
Right.
Because that's a lot of money. And so far, even with what was revealed, I don't feel like we're seeing value. Like true value.
Right.
So let's break that down a little bit.
Okay.
So they had this little trailer, I guess, right?
Yeah, it was what they call it, an early look at Galactic Starcruiser.
Yeah.
It was with Anne Morrow Jansen, who is the executive producer of Disney Imagineering. Okay.
Right.
And Sean Giambroni.
I must say, I typically like hearing what she has to say.
Right. Yes. Yes.
This one, not so much.
Right. So there's been a lot of stuff said about this, and you know, what did you call it earlier before we started recording, the corny acting or something like that? It was, and there's been a lot of talk about that. It's like,
Overacting.
overacting. Yeah. Yeah. So it's, yes, that's true, but it's also like, you know, I don't mind that so much. It's Disney. It's a Disney property. It's you know, they do that kind of thing, right?
This is the kind of stuff we saw as kids when they're talking about Disney World, right? Like,
yes, exactly.
The overacting, while I thought it was a little bit annoying, because with a $5,000 price tag to take your family for 2 nights, who should you be targeting?
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Like,
people with the money. Yeah.
yeah. You know, people will let their kids talk them into a lot of stuff because they want to make their kids happy. But there's a line.
Exactly.
There's a line. But yeah.
So, okay. That aside, the overacting, the corny acting, whatever you want to call it, that aside, there's some things about this that really struck a lot of people, and myself included, that that you're looking for Star Wars in this thing, right? And
that was the advertising.
Yes. And I'm looking. So, okay, I'm going to start off with this one quick little soundbite that just made me cock my head and go, really?
Welcome to the Halcyon Starcruiser.
Wow.
Halcyon Starcruiser. Okay. Forgive me, but at first, full disclosure, I thought they were saying, or I was associating it with Hosnian, but it's like, no, it's Halcyon, and it doesn't ring Star Wars to me, I feel like I could hear that name coming out of Star Trek or Firefly or something.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
You know what I mean? So, there was that, I might be nitpicky, but okay.
No, I mean, so I would agree with you because Star Wars, so Halcyon, I hear that it sounds very sci-fi.
Right, exactly.
It sounds like a very sci-fi name, and Star Wars doesn't really do that. Star Wars is a very fantasy oriented.
Yes.
It's sci-fi in a sense, but it's sci-fi fantasy. It's definitely always had like you hear ship names and they always have like it feels like a fantasy element to it. Like yeah, there's a lot that like so even I guess even the 10 and 4, right? Like you hear that.
Right.
It sounds tentative. It almost has like a, I don't know if medieval is the right word, but it kind of like it just Halcyon doesn't sound like that. Like,
no, it sounds like it's trying to sound like sci-fi to me.
Yes, it sounds intentional. Like,
yes, exactly. So, okay. Yes, I don't know that I think we've made our point on it. It's trying too hard to be sci-fi, whereas, like you said, it needs to be science fantasy. And
right. But you look at the other names, and not to harp on this too much, but what was Akbar's ship called? It was like Hope something, right?
Oh.
Hope 1 or something like that.
Something I forget, yeah.
And then Vader's ship was the Executor.
Right.
Like this name doesn't jive.
Right.
So, yeah.
Yeah, totally. So they go down the corridor of this starship, quote unquote starship hotel, and they approach the bridge and they start talking about some of the things you'll be able to do. So here's that.
It's like I'm walking straight into a Star Wars movie.
Except it's not a movie, right? You get to be in the middle of it all and in the middle of the action.
And then there's activities you can do on here.
Yeah, there are activities on board the ship. The first one that I'm really excited about is lightsaber training.
Oh my gosh.
Here on the bridge, we also invite all of our guests to do bridge operations training. And occasionally, this is where we can go to hyperspace.
Punch it!
All right. So this this bridge did not remind me of a Star Wars bridge.
No. I was looking at the visuals on screen when he says, feels like I've stepped into a Star Wars movie. I'm like, which one?
Exactly.
Because I don't see it. Like, I don't want to be super critical because
right.
I feel like we've been doing that a lot lately.
We have, but we've had reasons.
and this is another one of those reasons. It just doesn't look like a Star Wars bridge to me.
Right.
You know, and if you need an example, go look at the ride for Rise of the Resistance. You know,
right.
It's just, it doesn't feel like Star Wars. It's bright. It's a bunch of colored buttons. It looks like a Star Trek ship.
Yes.
You know, it doesn't look like a Star Wars ship to me.
Agreed. I mean, I don't know how else to say it. When they're walking down the corridor on their way to the bridge or whatever, I actually pulled up a picture of the corridors of the Enterprise in The Next Generation.
Yep.
And my gosh, was it similar? I thought, who's designing this?
Yeah.
I just, you know, when you think Star Wars ship, it is, you know, you mentioned the Tantive 4. That thing is gleaming white, right?
Yes.
It's got sharp edges here and there, you know, and then
that's the thing, right? If you're on a good guy's ship, everything was gleaming white.
Sure.
It was bright. It was
right.
You know, and the colors almost got muted by the brightness.
Yes.
So it looked very sterile. Like,
yeah, absolutely.
If I'm going to use a word.
Yep.
It looked very sterile. But if you're on a dark side ship, right? Like a bad guy ship, it was very dark. Everything's very gray and muted by that sense of the word.
Yes.
There was never this very colorful Fisher-Price looking.
That's a good way of putting it. Fisher-Price looking. Yes. That's kind of the impression I'm getting.
Which I kind of understand to a degree, right? You know, this is a Disney experience. The target is not us. We have to keep that in mind. The target of a Disney experience is never the adult. No matter what we want to convince ourselves of, we're just not.
I mean, isn't it made for what, ages 9 to 92 or something like that?
That's what they said.
Yeah,
that's what they said. But that's just bad marketing. Because it looks very kid oriented. Look, this looks like it would be a completely immersive experience if you're under the age of 12.
Right.
Honest to God, like I'll say that. Like, they're nailing the immersion. Like, a kid would feel like they're in Star Wars, but an adult won't.
Right.
The critical eye won't. The kid's imagination, where suspending disbelief is not hard.
Right. It's true.
It doesn't require any effort. Probably all in.
Yeah.
But the adult who's spending $5,000, yeah.
Yeah. So they mentioned things to do, right? The one thing, you know, occasionally we need to go to hyperspace, and it's like, man, for $5,000,
I want to push that lever anytime I feel like it.
Anytime I want to do it. Yeah, let's go. But
I want one in my room.
Right. So, you know, hyperspace aside, I mentioned lightsaber training. So, you actually show me a video before we got it online of what that's going to kind of look like. So what were your first impressions?
Well, I'd say first impression, when they walk into the room, I was like, ooh, this is going to be good.
Right.
Like, it looks cool.
Yes.
And the stuff on the walls, the way it's set up, I'm like, oh, this looks like they really went all out. And then this brake beam thing starts. I was like, what?
Right.
I mean, one of a kind experience, right? Like,
yeah,
we've done that before.
So I've got to be honest, what I kind of expected as I was starting to watch the video was, okay, the idea is you're against a training remote, kind of like Luke on the Millennium Falcon in A New Hope. But, okay, the training remote is kind of like stuck in the wall. I get it. I understand why. Cool.
Yes.
Now, what would have made more sense to me is if, Disney, in all of its, Imagineering genius, could have come up with something that was more akin to, let's say, like a Beat Saber. Okay.
Yes.
Something, okay, but bear with me, that you didn't have to wear goggles for or anything. I'm thinking back to the fad of
but I mean, they could totally fool you into the VR thing.
But what I'm saying is the
because come on, with the blast shield down, how am I supposed to see?
Oh, okay. You're right.
They put this thing on your head.
You're right. Oh my God. That's perfect. So, okay. I'm with you there. Okay. That would have been the easy route. Okay. What I was thinking of is a few years back, you remember the Nintendo DSs or whatever? They had the 3Ds.
Yep.
So you had to hold it like a certain distance from your face and, it would work. So I'm feeling like this could be achieved with the training remote stuck in the wall. You're standing inside this box on the floor, right?
Right, but at that point, you got to consider, you're going to get a kid to stand in just that box?
Well, okay. Maybe that's part of what they were thinking of. Yeah, but I just feel like with as technological as Disney has been in the past, they could have done something more with this.
And let's not just say with as technological as they've been, with the way they're hyping what they're doing right now.
True.
I mean, they're bringing this on themselves.
Yes.
Yeah,
I mean,
I expected more than this.
They're using the same technology as my garage door opener.
Yeah, they're using the light that makes the boulders start rolling in Indiana Jones, right?
Right, yeah. Yes.
Or the darts, rather.
Right, yes. But I mean,
little like pedestal that fell down.
With my garage door open, if I walk across and break that beam, my garage lights up. It's like, okay, same thing. Yeah.
Yeah, and they probably shouldn't have put out a video where the guy misses like 4 of them. Like,
yeah, really.
Not to be totally mean, but yeah, they definitely should have got someone with, better reaction time than a sloth. Yeah. Like
Ray Park.
Yeah, Ray Park would have been a good sell.
Exactly. You bring in Ray Park, he goes in there, kills it. Yeah. So, okay.
He would do it by accident, just by spinning that thing around.
Right. So, from what I'm seeing, I am not getting the impression, and clearly, okay, let me just put this out there. I'm sure we're not getting everything, okay?
No.
But the impression I was getting originally was that you were going to be immersed in this Star Wars adventure, this story, whatever, You know, maybe like it could be a live action choose your own adventure type whatever.
Oh, you're definitely being guided through this.
Yes. But I mean, what better way than to get someone to come back than, wow, I could make it happen differently next time, right? But I feel like it's more, this seems more akin to, like, you know, how do you put it? Like a like a Great Wolf Lodge or a Kalahari or something like that than
Yes.
you know what I'm saying?
To me, it seems like they made a design that they can repurpose later.
Yeah. Yes.
Like, this looks like something that they could, slap some paint on.
Yep.
And turn it into the Avengers ship. Like,
Yes. Absolutely. Yep. For sure. Hopefully we're wrong.
I hope so. Like, I really do. Like, I hope this was just a poor execution of the promotional content.
Yes. Okay. So there's one more thing that I've just got to bring this up because we talk a lot about the music in Star Wars and how important it is to Star Wars. And, John Williams kills it. Ludwig Göransson kills it. Kiner kills it, right? I mean, it's they're doing those jobs for a reason.
Right.
This is something different. It's okay to have something different.
Well, they've done that along the way.
But
They've done different along the way.
sure.
It was a group that comes in to do Lofty Neck, right? Like,
Yeah. For sure. But this is something different altogether. So in this promo, this early look, the kid walks into a quote unquote bar, which if you look at that, that's a whole nother portion of
the one he
not
got
looking.
beamed into?
Yeah.
Like, speaking Star Trek?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, you're right.
I was like, oh, we got teleporters now.
Oh yeah. So you're right. But this song, and I'm gonna give it to you so you can hear it. In my mind, I'm thinking more Disney princess than Star Wars. Check it out.
Look above and see the world slowly emerge before your eyes. Feel the swell as the moon begins to rise above the tide. All around, change is coming, something new is in the air. Come and fly to the edge of the horizon. Welcome to the new world. Welcome to the new world.
This is Disney. This is Disney practicing for when they buy James Bond. Like,
There you go. Yeah. Yes. There is nothing about that music that screams Star Wars to me. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's a Twi'lek singing. Okay. I just, I feel like they keep.
wait. You mean to tell me you don't feel like you just stepped into a Star Wars movie?
No.
Oh, come on,
Sorry.
man.
Do you?
No.
Okay.
No, I was just being an ass.
Okay. I mean, yes, I really don't want to be negative, like you said earlier, but my God, you guys need to like.
And I've even tried to put myself in that mindset. Like, remember, this is Disney. The target is the kids. Like,
Sure.
I keep trying to remind myself of that, but you have to have that pull when you say immersive Star Wars experience, man, it should be that.
The thing is,
at least a close representation of that.
George Lucas never treated a 12-year-old like they were a kid. Right? Here's a story 12-year-old can relate to and find heroes and villains in and identify with, you know, whatever character in the story. And he didn't dumb it down for them. I feel like sometimes Disney has a history of doing that a little bit. So some of that's bleeding into this, I think.
Well, yeah. Not just the kids either. They think we're dumb too.
Yes, because they say 2 people, 2 nights, $5,000. There we go. Yeah.
Sounds legit.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. I expected something completely different.
I think the we're gonna get the whole story and the what's the word I'm looking for? We will we will know exactly what we're gonna get after real people have stayed there.
Yes.
That's gonna be what tells the tale right there.
Yeah, I mean, it's easy to be critical of promotional content.
Sure.
It's super easy. I mean, we're nailing it right now. Super critical.
Yes, we are.
But at the same time, the hype that's gone into this, you're going to be feeling like you left your planet.
Right.
I mean, you're leaving planet sanity, that's for sure.
That's for sure.
Because, yeah, I have not seen anything so far that justifies this price tag. And I guess that's the biggest sticking point, is the value doesn't seem to be there.
Right.
It looks cool. It looks fun. Doesn't look like immersive Star Wars.
Right.
Which was the first,
promise.
The other thing is it doesn't look worth $5,000 for 2 people to go do this.
Exactly.
So, yeah. For 2 nights.
Yeah.
For 2 nights.
2 nights.
I mean, all the content I've seen, I'm going to be bored in 3 hours.
Yes. That's the concern, isn't it? I mean, if it gets to the point where you're just there and hanging out and, oh, okay, yeah, I'll take another blue milk.
Yeah, and
that'll be $12.
The other thing is, you're promising immersive, and then you show this stuff that is going to require you to wait for, you're not going to be able to just walk into the bridge and do this stuff.
Right.
You're not going to get the station you want necessarily.
Exactly.
I'm sorry. When I spend $5,000, I don't want to be told what to do.
Right.
I want to do what I want to do for $5,000.
Yep. And like I said, even if it was like a choose your own adventure type thing, at least you have a say in it. Yes, I can understand that you're going to be led down, down a path, be riding rails, so to speak. But every now and then, at certain junctures, you need to be able to have some sort of input and receive different feedback for it.
Yeah, and like you said, we're not getting the full story yet.
True.
There may be a lot more that makes this worth it.
Yes. I hope so.
They didn't lead with that. And that's not that's not a good move.
No, they didn't lead with that. Exactly.
It's not a good move. I mean, and this is something that I shouldn't say looking forward to, because I was like, I saw the price. I'm like, I wasn't looking forward to that.
Right.
But at the same time, it's something I was expecting myself to want to go do.
Yeah, of course.
And so far, I'm like,
Yeah.
It definitely doesn't seem something worth opening my wallet to.
Right.
And maybe they don't want me there. You know, like,
that's possible. But I mean, you know, they gotta sell these tickets to somebody, and they gotta be able to keep selling them. So
yeah, it's kind of how a hotel works, right?
Yep.
You can't pack them in every night.
Yeah, then you got a problem.
Yeah. I mean, is there a pool?
I don't know. And if there is, my opinion, it better look like Dagobah swamp, you know. I joke, but kind of.
Or Camino, right? You're in the water and it's just raining on you. Lightning bolts.
Right, that'd be perfect.
You're swimming in a perpetual storm. Yeah.
I love it.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll keep an eye out.
Yep.
I really hope for better.
Me too.
Because I really want to be excited about this thing, but it's not there so far.
Exactly.
All right. If you have anything to add, you can always email us, show@thewarsandmore.com. That's the best way to get a hold of us. We're also on social media. We're at The Wars and More on Twitter, Facebook.com/TheWarsandMore. Find all that and all the ways to find the show over at thewarsandmore.com. Any final thoughts this week, Doug?
No, I think that about covers it.
All right. We will talk next week.